Welcome so much to Data and Potatoes Show. I'm your host, Grace Musungu. If you're listening to us from Spotify, we already moved to YouTube. We have a YouTube channel still on the same name, Data and Potatoes. If you're here on YouTube and you want to check out our Spotify, we're still available on Spotify and Apple Podcast under the same name, Data and Potatoes. So first of all, thank you so much for the feedback in my previous video, for the comments in my DMs and all that. But sasa, when you comment on my channel, through my DM, like through my Instagram or my Twitter or my LinkedIn, it doesn't help grow the channel. So please make an effort of leaving the same feedback on this video, unless it's personal and you do not want people to know what you're talking about. But yeah, thank you so much for the feedback. So today I also bought potatoes in set, and a different kind of potatoes, though I'm very biased. I feel like the potatoes that we did last week, the chili lemon ones, that is going to be the crisps of the month in this channel, and I do not want to jinx it because I feel like it's going to be so hard to top that. I don't think any flavor is going to top that. So today we have a new flavor. I'm not even going to bother to focus, but yeah, we have a new flavor. It's the American style cream and onion flavor. I don't think this one is going to perform as much, but we'll see. So I'll tell you how this one tastes. I had never tasted the other one, and I have not also tasted the other one, though I realized that the other one is actually a limited edition. How rude. But yeah, I'm going to repurchase that other packet. This one I'm not so sure. You have to wait until next week so that I can tell you how it tastes like. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Today I want us to talk about something very, can I say vulnerable? I don't think it's vulnerable though. It's just something that everybody else goes through, which is job searching. And for me, I have made it a conscious decision to have the most fun when I'm job searching. I know it's stressful, it's chaotic, it's like you just feel like strangling people. Don't feel like that though, but you feel like, hey, will this ever end? But for me, I decided that, you know what, amidst this chaos, I'm going to have the most fun, I'm going to be the most productive, and I am. So I was really thinking about it, and I was like, which angle should I take? Then I decided to follow the TikTok trend. You know that thing for like, yeah, if you ask me how I'm doing, I'll say I'm okay. But then if you really ask me how I'm doing, then I'll say, something else much deeper. Yeah, that's the trend. Though for me, I don't think it can work really well, because if you ask me how is job searching, I'll say it's fine, But then if you ask me the second time, honestly, I'll think you're mad, because I'll check the time first, and if it's anywhere between 8 to 5 on Monday to Friday, I'll think you're mad the second time. Because if I was working, if the job searching was going very well, I'd be at work. And if I was at work, would I be texting you back on Tuesday at 10 a.m.? And then if you really asked me again how it's doing, I'd say you are honestly a mad person and you need to be admitted and checked. But you see, the Lord has really worked on me during this period. So I am not going to be like that. So I'm going to tell you now. You don't even need to ask me twice. You just ask me once. And I'll tell you how the job searching is going. So of course I'm not going to cry, because I just set up a camera and then come and sit here and start crying over what? Me, I'm healthy. My health is doing great. I am not lacking. Skin glowing, wallet empty. But God is good, Amma. So I have my days. I'm just gonna get right into it, because I don't also want this video to be long. Or trust me, I want this video to be long. I don't have a job. There's nothing I'm doing. I can make this video 1 hour, but for the sake of you, yeah, I'm not going to make it really long. So I did this video because a lot of times people DM me on, and it's a lot of times, it's not one of those influencer things, it's a lot of time on Twitter and LinkedIn. Instagram, no, but a lot of times on LinkedIn and Twitter, people just DM me and tell me that, oh, how do you maintain such a positive attitude? And I'm looking at them like, who? It's because I do not feel my mental breakdowns. That's why you think that I'm maintaining a great posture. But also God has a way of like, covering up like your struggles, and you appear like you're doing really well, of which I'm doing really well. It's just like one part of my life that's not working, which it's a very temporary situation. So job searching for me has been, on one side, it's been very good. I have loved it. I have really enjoyed it. But then this is also other side, the dark side of it. It's very frustrating. It's relentless. It's so continuous. It makes me question so much, like a lot of things. Because at one time, I have moments where I feel like everything is making sense. I feel like at one point you understand, like there's something that can happen, and then you understand and you say something like, it's really nice that I didn't get this job the time that I wanted it, because I wouldn't have learned this thing, or I would not have had the opportunity to do this thing. Let me just give you a case in point, because it's been great over here. It's been great because I'm telling you, when others are saying there's a casting down, me, I'm saying there's a lifting up, and the lifting up is not small. So I got my first tech brand partnership, you guys. Yeah, I got my first tech brand partnership this month. Last month, actually, September. September has just been overflowing with goodness. It's been just like a pat on the shoulder, and God is just telling me, relax, relax. I have plans for you. So in September, no, before September, like I had done a course for financial analysis, because I've really been upskilling. I'm not going to lie, I've really been upskilling. And I did this course, and then I left a review on LinkedIn. So you see, LinkedIn is a very funny place, because there's a lot of positivity, quote unquote, because I don't buy into it. So I left a review on LinkedIn, which was really funny to me. Yeah, it was just on a light note, because me, I like just putting my God-given personalities everywhere I go, because the only way to be different is to be you, and the only way to be you is to like take advantage of the God-given abilities that you have. So I wrote a long review that I didn't even think about it, and basically I was just trying to say that the marketing team for that company should get a raise, because that's how they fooled me into, not fooled, but yeah, they got me into signing up for the thing itself. And the team reached out, and they told me I could have read that, I could have come with a message and read it to you, but I'm also recording using my laptop. The sound is external, so yeah, that's that. And the team reached out, and they told me that they really loved that review. I have a natural way of telling stories and unique way of telling stories. And you can see it's the personality, it's just the God-given things. And they would really love to like feature me in their channel and work with me, and then they also gave me a 1-year free access to their platform. First of all, to do tech courses is not cheap. It's not free. Like it's not free. And having a platform where I have 1 year full access, like I can do as many certifications as I can, like from September 2024 to like September 2025, I can do as much certifications as I want. For me, that's crazy, and that was really affirming for me in my tech journey. And I just took it as God telling me that, yeah, you like, I got you, and I really felt very happy. And these are the things that I'm talking about, that sometimes there are things that happen to me in my job seeking journey that make me realize that, like, I am not crazy to believe in this thing. Like, I'm not crazy to believe in this dream. Because sometimes, when you apply for jobs and then you receive rejections all over, every time, hey, you start questioning yourself, hey, Eloi, am I meant to be here? Like, is this where you want me? Because if you don't want me here, just tell me, just, holla at your girl and tell me to move. And it's generally been like that. Let's start with the positives, because that's how we like it here. And then also, this September actually has been a very affirming month for me. Like it's been really, really, really affirming. And you all know I was doing a podcast with a lapel mic. Like, this is a tech podcast, but then I was doing it with a lapel mic. I didn't have this mic. I got this mic on my birthday for like as a birthday gift. And there are things that I really desired to have, like tech books, because tech books are really expensive. Like one can go, original ones can go for like 5k, 6k. That's expensive for a book. And there are two books that I also wanted, and then my phone also had issues. Kwanza hiyo simu ilikuwa imenipiga character develop. In fact, nimeanza kupandwa na ulcers sai as we speak. I know we said positivity, but sasa nimeanza kupandwa na ulcers. I'm sorry for my international viewers. I'm just saying that I've started getting ulcers because of the trauma. Because what my phone used to do was, because the front camera was really bad, I had to record with the back camera. So when I record with my back camera, since it's an old phone, sometimes it would stop recording at minute 2. And me, I have filmed for like 7 minutes. I've been yapping, talking to myself alone for like 7 minutes. And then I go and check the footage, and I realized, oh my God, I only have two 2 minutes worth of footage, and then I have to repeat. That's why like my videos were like very short, like 14 minutes, 15 minutes and stuff like that, because like I couldn't. And so in as much as I wanted to create content for tech, because I like it, I enjoy it gets my mind off a lot of things, I wanted to do that, but then ilikuwa tu inanichosha, to be really honest. But guess what? Kumbe God sees these things. I'm telling you, during my birthday month, yeah, I got that tech brand partnership. A friend of mine got me a camera that I'm using right now, which I'll review, by the way. It's a very budget-friendly camera. So if you're into content creation, you should really check this camera out. I'll also review this microphone. Like, God just provided every single thing. I was telling my friend that I checked out. That is I got an Amazon shipping in like a very big box, and I paid zero shillings. I even got like the tech books, like I got the tech books and stuff like that. And so those are like the good parts, like I have like pockets of confirmations here and there, and it makes me, those are the moments that make me feel like I should trust this journey more. But then sasa, let's move to the other side that gives me ulcers, because that's like the bad side. It's not really the bad one, but yeah, it's the tricky part. The constant rejection, the constant being ghosted by recruiters, always asking yourself when this thing will ever end. There was a time LinkedIn was giving me serious PTSD. I don't even know if I'm using PTSD right, but it was just making me angry, because I don't want to be here. I don't want to see any job application, and that thing really tampered with my faith a lot. Like, it tampered with my faith a lot. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is because you have to believe in something when you're searching for a job. Let me tell you all something. You cannot be an atheist when you're job searching. I am so sorry, because you will die. And you will not die once. It's small, painful deaths, like 70 deaths, small deaths here and there. You will crumble. And we will not even be able to recognize you. You have to believe in something, even if it's a plate. You just have to believe there's a higher being, there's a more spiritual, there's a higher being more than you are, who knows best. And maybe for you, that's a plate. For me, it's Jesus Christ. But you have to be in something. Because for me, the mental turmoil that I've gone through during this time, I'm telling you, it's just been God. It's been God, because I can tell you from the day where I checked out, and I can pinpoint the exact day that I checked out, and the exact day that God had started just carrying me, before I turn this into a sermon, because I can do that, And for me, everyone who's going through job searching, I just hope that once it's over, you can heal. Because when I'm talking about it tampers with your faith and your beliefs and your motivation, it does that. Because when you are constantly rejected, when you constantly receive rejection emails, you kind of get used to that rejection. And every time you're applying for a job, you are only doing it as a routine, because at the back of your mind you're like, yeah, they're gonna reject me anyway, because you don't have faith that, or even hope, let me just say hope, you don't have hope that things are like going to work out for you. You don't have it. I have had like a lot of moments where I've woken up and I just feel tired. Like you just wake up and yeah, I'm just tired. I don't want to go through this day. Some days I used to, because it hasn't happened right now. Yes, I am cruising nicely, you guys. But during that time, like I used to like wake up and feel like I need this day to end like right now. So I'd prefer to sleep, because when you sleep, time is moving faster, or so I thought. But then I would sleep and then I would wake up and yeah, the problem is just there. The problem has not like solved itself. And for the longest time, I wasn't depressed. I was not depressed. I was just mentally disturbed. You guys, I was mentally disturbed. I'm like, there's really nothing funny. There's nothing funny. There's nothing to like laugh about. And then you also cannot keep on telling your friends every single time, because you can't be the person who tells your friends your problems every day. Every day is just a problem. Every day it's a problem. Every day it's a problem. So for me, I said in a different video that I just decided to shelf that for myself and then enjoy friendships, because I did not want any friend of mine to feel like every time now I call, mtu anasikia like, hey, huyu sasa amekuja kuniharibia siku ya. Like I'd tell you if like, but I'd tell you, but not as a complaint. I don't want to put that burden, because I have looked for a job for a really long time. So I'm thinking, if I was telling you every day as my friend, hata ungechoka. The only person you can tell every day that you're tired is God. This one time, and I was a victim for a very long time. I'm telling you, when you're searching for a job, you can be a victim. Hey, you can be a victim. Yeah. You can wear the full armor of being a victim. You can say, oh, these things are happening to me. The recruiters are not picking me. The job market is bad, which it is. But like I said, when others are saying there's a casting down, me, I am saying there's a lifting up, because things like great things have really happened. You can be a victim, and I was a victim for a very long time. I was like, yeah, I have this skill, I'm doing this, and I'm not, like I'm not like the things are not really materializing. So I'm really wondering like what is it, So one day I just woke up and I said that I am not going to be a victim anymore. I'm not going to be a victim anymore, because God has given me everything. I'm telling you, everything that pertains success. I have skills. I can record. I can edit. I can do those things. And I said, while I wait, because while I wait, I am going to be busy. I'm not going to spend my time complaining. I'm not going to be that person. I am going to upskill. I am going to look at it very differently. I am telling you, for free. Because, complexity is the enemy of innovation. When you have dreams and then you make them complex, you will never achieve them. So that day, I'm telling you, this one is for free. I'm not trying to be a motivational person at this moment. It took me exactly 45 minutes to like make this project, Data and Potatoes. Like, I just sat down one day and I said, you know what, I'm done being a victim. Let me exercise the other gifts that God has given me as I wait for like the very thing that I'm really praying about. It took me 45 minutes. I'm telling you, 45 minutes to wake up, 45 minutes to say, I want to do a podcast. That time it was only a podcast, because like I've told you about my camera. It took me 45 minutes. I said, I want to do a podcast on data. So I said, what is going to be the name? Initially, I wanted it to be Data and Jollof. But you see, there's that podcast called Jesus and Jollof, so, which I really love. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to call it Data and Jollof. So I said, okay, so which other name? I said, potatoes. So I'm going to do a tech podcast called Data and Potatoes. So I said, so how do I set up on Spotify? I went on YouTube, set up my account on Spotify, opened a Gmail account for this thing, went on Canva. I did a small graphics for myself that had data and potatoes, shot a promo, edited it, put up a poster, posted it on LinkedIn, posted it on my Twitter. And then now after I posted it, now that's when all that was like in 45 minutes. That's when I sat down and started asking myself, okay, now that I've promised people that I'm going to be doing this channel, so now what's going to be my first episode? I figured my episodes way later after I did that, and I felt really good about myself at that very moment. I still do feel good about myself. Like, I felt so nice. I felt like my life was finally like having purpose. And then I started Data and Potatoes podcast, and then after a while I was like, oh, there are people outside there who might want to venture into data analytics, and maybe they don't know how to do it. So how can I be of service to these people? You see, can you notice the perspective change? I said, oh, let me start a data newsletter. So I started a data newsletter, which, by the way, we are doing 100 days of SQL right now. If you really are interested in SQL, you can sign up. The link is just going to be in the description box. So I said, let me start. And then I start. The first day, 13 people signed up. And I said, you see these 13 people that God, you trusted me with. I am going to be faithful, and I am going to be a good steward for these 13 people. And I will be giving them my best. And I started doing that. And then at that time, my channel was small growing. It had like, I think 44 subscribers. By now, I know we will be maybe at 50. But yeah, it was at 44 subscribers. And I said, I started looking at things very differently. I said to God this one time that I am going to be looking at this thing as work. I'm going to treat Data and Potatoes as work. I am going to wake up. I'm going to show up, even if I look like a mad person doing a podcast with a lapel mic, which that lapel really did serve me really well. So I said that I am going to be treating this as work. I said, yes, it may not be bringing me money. It may not be bringing me any resources at this very moment, but I'm going to treat it as work. I am going to be a good steward of it. This is what my hands have found to do, and I'm going to do it as if I'm doing it unto the Lord. And so I started doing it. I started doing the newsletter, and then I started doing the Spotify. And along the way, like, God has really provided. Like, God has like placed people to like get me equipment, camera, mics, things, books, tech things, like the things that I would ordinarily not get for like myself. Like, God has like really provided. So like, it's like I just needed to move. I just needed to start, and I just needed to like just change my perspective and realize that, hey, I'm in chaos right now, but I can organize this chaos. You know, like something good can come out of this thing, this valley of dry bones, which is not really a valley of like dry bones. And I started recording. I hit record, and that's it. I started recording. Now, do I know where this channel is going? No. But is it making me happy and fulfilled today? Yes. Is it helping someone else, even if it's just one person, to like do their data journey, to like feel like they never have to be alone? Definitely. Right now, that's like my mission. Like, you never have to walk alone in your data journey as long as this channel is up. You can always DM me. Like, I get a lot of DMs from people. Like, I have turned my attitude, like, now I'm serving. I'm like, yeah, I'm in my serving era. Just because I went through it, it doesn't mean that you also have to go through the same magnitude. And because I've gone through it and I've seen the mental turmoil that comes with this job searching thing, I have become more aware of that, and I want to help other people ease their burden. That's why I started this channel, so that you can come here and listen to these stories of me talking about these things that people would ordinarily not want to talk about, which is fine. But for me, I'm like, yeah, I need to talk about these things because I want you to know that even as you see me, because my glory days are gonna come, you know. Those ones I'm going to come. When we make my friend, when I start making money, I won't even tell you, but the signs will be there. The signs will be clear. You will see potatoes you've never seen on this channel. My friend, we will be even shipping potatoes from wherever. Signs are going to be there. But right now, I'm really loving the headspace that I'm at. I have moments where I'm like, hey, will this ever end? But also, for the most part right now, I'm like, I am trusting this process, the process that I'm in, and not the process that I think I should be trusting. So now, if you asked me, if you really now really asked me how my job searching is going, I'll say that I could literally hug myself right now. I am so proud of myself for the things that I've managed to do during this time. This was like legit a moment that was meant to break me, but look at how much I am thriving in the valley of dead bones. This was something that was meant to mentally distort me, but just because like God just helped me shift my perspective and I don't look at it as the worst thing that has ever happened to me, I am proud of myself for that. And I'm truly grateful to God, because even as I'm doing these things, I've not lacked. I have not lacked. I still have the joy of the Lord. And I am truly grateful that years from now and months from now, when I'm remembering this period of my life, I am not just going to remember it as a period where I was tired, where I was frustrated. I am going to remember this period as a very significant point in my life, my career wise. It's a very big landmark to me, and that's just because I chose to look at it differently. And maybe you might be out there and like you're worrying about, worry for me, and I'll tell you this, worry is such a useless emotion. I am telling you for free. Worrying is so useless because there's really nothing you can get out of it. There's nothing you can, because when you're angry, you can hit the gym. When you're sad, you can cry. That's also good for your body. But when you're worrying, you're just constantly putting yourself in something that you have no control over. For me, the things that I have control over are things like upskilling. I'm upskilling. I'm showing up every single day. I am being a good steward. It's not all bad, but it's also good for me to be honest with myself and like acknowledge that yes, it's not been easy. It's been pain, but it's pain that has changed me for the best. So if you asked me once again, how is job searching going? I'll say that I don't react as much to things anymore. I'm calm. I have become very empathetic. I have understood that sometimes things can happen to you, and how you react to whatever is happening to you is what is most important. So if you're searching for a job, call for yourself for a meeting and attend that meeting, because you could choose to, because at the end of the day, you're going to get out of it. Yeah, you're not going to stay jobless forever. You're going to get out of it, and you can choose how you're going to get out of it. And you can consciously decide that I am going to be happy when I get a job, or you could just be where your feet are and be happy with where you are and the progress that you're making, and upskill. Because sometimes you might be too focused on like searching for a job, and then you're not also upskilling. But upskill, if you get a chance, learn a new skill, take a new skill. Sometimes unajua, when you go for the interview and then you don't get the job and then you say it's their loss, sometimes it's not even their loss. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's not even their loss. Sometimes it's your loss, and it's fine. But if you're really faithful with the time that God has given you and you're upskilling, yeah, that's when we can say that, yeah, they are lost. They missed on a good person. But then at the end of the day, you're going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be and exactly where God wants you to be. And sometimes that can take time. So if it's not yet time, what can you do? I was kind, but now I'm very kinder, and I'm more aware to not project. Like recently I met someone who is also like looking for a job. So when I meet someone who's looking for a job and they've been really struggling to look for a job, my first instinct is not to tell them, hey, pole, nikubaya huku nje, hivyo ndio kuko sahi nikubaya. No. For me, I'm like, I want everything that comes out of my mouth during this time to be really edifying, because I have spent a lot of time speaking death into this situation. So like right now, when I can, I'm speaking life into it. And so if I meet somebody else, because now I am aware and I've seen the hand of God, and like how he's held me down, I am able to like encourage someone else and tell them that this thing is temporary. It's going to be over. I know your brain is tricking you to think this is the worst thing that has ever happened to you. It's not the worst thing that has ever happened to you. Organize yourself, like pull yourself together in the smallest of ways and decide that consciously, I'm not going to be worrying about this. I'm going to make the most out of it. And the day I posted on LinkedIn, so because for me, I've been really open with my journey, because I don't want any data analyst out there or any person in future, when when good things are happening to me, because they're going to happen to me, I don't want you to think that it was overnight. I want you to see process. And I made that post and I said that I have made a conscious decision that I am going to have the most fun as a job seeker. The most fun. Because when you see me kicking here and laughing, you wouldn't believe that I just received a rejection email today. But I decided that I am going to have fun in this thing. I'm going to create, I'm going to impact if I can. I'm just going to do my part and I'm going to enjoy it, because I am telling you, and I can say this without fear of contradiction, I am praying for a job, but I know deep down I will miss I will miss just picking up a camera and just shooting at 1 p.m. So yeah, so that's how job searching has been. That's how job searching has been going. I have had so much support from my parents. I've had so much patience from my parents, support from friends. Like, he sees what I'm telling you. God just said, pour into that girl. Like, God looked down and said, no, yo, sasa, pour into that girl. My friends have been pouring into my life in ways that they've never ever poured into my life. And not because like they know, they don't even know, because I'm not one to like go telling people my the things. I don't like talking about negative things if I don't have a solution. Like, if I could come here and just rant about how the job searching is going bad, then that's so counterproductive, because who am I helping? So my friends have really poured in small ways, in big ways. Mentally, they've really held me down when I thought the world was ending. Like, your friends just pour on you, both financially, physically, most importantly mentally, supporting you as well in prayer. Hii jani ya job searching ndo nawaambia mtu wangu, haitaki kabisa ukue atheist. Hapa you have to believe in something. Even if I told you, even if it's a plate, you have to believe in something, because it's frugal, it's frustrating, it's everything and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at right now mentally. I'm like, yeah, there are days I'm like, hey, Eloi, so nitoe kwa hii list. But then there are other days that some things happen and I'm like, yeah, this wouldn't have happened if I was not in this situation. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you're looking for a job, to be really honest, I am sending you so many hugs. But then also, I'm also reminding you to also upskill. For me, I'm big on upskilling. Add value to yourself during this time. Plant your seeds right now. Like, you will reap them later, but just upskill. If you're confused about something, upskill right now. Take it as a chance, assign to upskill, pay for courses if you can pay for courses. Go on YouTube, pick up a skill. Usikae tu like ukingoja. You have to do your part. Even if you're relying on God to like help you, you have to do your part. I am telling you, you have to do your part. You cannot pray yourself out of some things. You have to work for it, and also pray for the things, okay? So yeah, my journey at job searching is a lot. Like, if I started unpacking my journey, it will be so much. And also, don't feel sorry for me. Is this someone who is feeling sorry for themselves? This is original Adidas, by the way, just in case you're thinking, oh, kanateseka siteseki. And in fact, inside, guess what? Original Adidas. Guess what's on my feet? Original Adidas slides. So when you want to feel sorry for myself, when you want to feel sorry for me siteseki, guys. Me siteseki. Stay safe, y'all. Siteseki, niko fiti, niko ndani ya Yesu, niko chini ya mwamba juu yangu. Yeah, so I'm doing really well. Maybe the only thing that can make you think maybe I'm suffering is this middle part that I didn't do quite well. But then that's that. But otherwise, I'm cruising really nicely. Yeah, and they have a really nice mantra. These Adidas things, but they say impossible is nothing. Like, you can move the mountains, guys. So yeah, even you, wherever you are, you can thrive and you can grow. You just have to silence the chaos that are in your head. Otherwise, see you next week, and sending you so much hugs, and thank you for keeping me company. This has been Data and Potatoes with me, Grace Musungu. Till next time, do have a lovely week.